Well, hello and welcome to a new video where we are going to test the performance of Skyrim, the special edition, on the Intel Iris Xe integrated graphics. And this one is inside an i5-1140 G7. So this means we have a low power variant of the i5 of the Tiger Lake generation here with 16 GB of RAM. And this is inside a DELL Latitude 7320 2-in-1 convertible. So it's inside a tablet and is therefore not getting fed too much watt here, and instead is only running at 11 to I think 12 watts on average here. So this means that even though the Intel Iris Xe is a very capable iGPU in general, this is not performing at its best. It's not going to be performing at its best in this machine due to the fact that we have this power limit constraints here. But yeah, right now we are playing at 1080p with the high settings preset, but without any anti-aliasing enabled. So that is actually due to the fact that I was seeing around 25 FPS at 720p with the medium settings preset. And that really is due to the fact that you can see our CPU is only clocking at 1 GHz. And that is way too low even for this Iris Xe GPU to shine at its maximum potential, and instead is really holding back this iGPU. So if you're going to 1080p, which therefore lowers the utilization of the CPU and instead increases the load on your iGPU, you actually see kind of the same FPS here, but your GPU utilization is just going up to the 100% mark, which is what we want to see here. And yeah, apart from the CPU really holding back our GPU here, it does feel pretty much playable, even though we're only seeing around the 20 FPS, but it feels smooth here, and you don't have too much of a latency when moving around and looking around. I mean, it is better than the really old Intel Iris GPUs here, but it's just really sad to see that as compared to what I've just tested before, which was in my Lenovo ThinkPad X1 tablet, which has the 2018 i7-8550U CPU in it, which was only getting around the 10 to 15 watts as well. This one definitely had a lot more headroom with the CPU to play with than this one here has. So this is not optimal, and I guess you could still play through the game here, but it's really just sad that you have to rely on your CPU that much and the manufacturers to really give your CPU the wattage it needs, because it seems to me that Tiger Lake, while being pretty having a pretty nice performance on higher wattages, it seems that with these low wattage CPUs that we are having here, or this low wattage CPU in particular here, you're simply not seeing the performance that this i5 would be capable of. Simply because instead of the Skylake architecture, it seems that Tiger Lake really needs a little bit more wattage to shine, and seems to be pretty much unusable at 10 watts or less. So this obviously is not optimal here. But yeah, the fact alone that we're playing this at high settings and 1080p though is really nice to me, because it really shows that the Iris Xe GPU definitely is capable of delivering a very playable experience in this game. But you really have to look at what CPU you're getting in your system and how much wattage your manufacturer is allowing the CPU to run on. Because you will definitely have a much better experience here if your CPU would get around the 20 watt. So yeah, keep that in mind. But apart from that, I would say Skyrim is playable on this iGPU. It's just not optimal if you don't have the right CPU paired with it.